When I bet, I like getting something back, even if I lose. That's why I bet with Fanatics Sportsbook. When I bet with them, I earn fan cash, win or lose, and I can flip fan cash into bonus bets or use it for new Knicks apparel at Fanatics.com. Download the Fanatics Sportsbook app and let the fan cash flow. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Connecticut residents, call 888-789-7777. Massachusetts residents, call 800-327-5050. New York residents, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Maryland residents, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Knicks Film School's Betting and Sweating, presented by Fanatics Sportsbook, our good friends over at Fanatics Sportsbook. We are going to get you through the next 25 to 30 minutes with as much advice that you could win so much fan cash that you'll be able to buy this hat, that Melo jersey, John's wonderful hoodie that he's wearing right now, maybe even the basketball over his shoulder, which I'm not even sure if it's on the site, but if it is, you should absolutely get it. My name is Andrew Claudio, aka GMAC, the fine-looking gentleman to my on-stage left, but technically to my right is Jonathan Macri. John, how are you today?
I'm just here to be aggrieved on behalf of every Detroit Piston fan in the universe that the line did not move for tonight's game upon the announcement that Isaiah Stewart was going to be out. There are a lot of people with, in the Pistons organization and their fan base who are pulling for him to make all defense that are just sitting there looking and be like, how did this immediately not go to a double-digit spread? Because there's no beef stew. But, I mean, what can you do?
Yes, the injustice that is beef stew not affecting the line for tonight, which is currently 6.5. So I hate to tell you this, John, but the bit might be ruined because it was 7 a little bit earlier. So maybe that half point all is dictated by beef stew being out for tonight.
So wait, then maybe I'm missing something because 6.5. So they think beef stew is a negative, that it's better to get him out of here. That's
Maybe currently staring at the lines over at Fanatics Sportsbook in the app. 6.5 is currently the line. The Knicks are minus 6.5 favorites. The money line for the Knicks tonight is minus 275. If you're going money line Pistons, if you think they can upset without beef stew, if you're trending that direction, it's plus 220. And we'll get to the over under later because it may come up in one of our future bets. But we will get to our official betting and sweating picks for tonight. You could also see our colleagues, Mr. Mensa Smith, Jeff Johnson, and Sean Hardy with AW, all have their picks featured on the Fanatics Sportsbook page, the homepage in the app. So check those out in just a second. But, John, we've got a bit of a rundown to go through today. And our first order of business today is we are going to, speaking of the spread, we're going to give a spread, money line, or total bet for today's game between the Knicks and the Pistons. As I mentioned, they are currently 6.5 point favorites in this game. Moneyline minus 275. John, what pick do you like other than the ones that I just mentioned?
So I was very happy when I stumbled upon this, and as longtime Knicks Film School listeners or watchers may know, I'm somewhat new into the gambling arena. So I like the fact that you could find stuff like either team to win by somewhere between 1 and 5 points. I was like, I saw that and I'm like, oh, I didn't have a ton of I have confidence that Knicks are going to find a way to win this game, but like emphasis on the find a way. I am not expecting a game 2 blowout by any stretch of the imagination. So the fact that I could get either team to win by essentially 5 or less points and get plus 240 on that, I was thrilled because again, who the hell knows what's going to happen, but I feel also pretty good about the fact that if the Knicks did drop this game, it would come down to the wire. So I like this one a lot.
So John is going with either team to win by 1 to 5 points plus 240. I like it. I really hope it doesn't happen because that will, like you said, mean it comes down to the wire. I would say the last game went as down to the wire as I want it to be, where technically the Knicks
Very
were
fair.
trailing for most of the game, and then on the strength of a 21-0 run, ended up winning by double digits anyway, which is why I'm going the other direction, John. Knicks minus 9.5. They just have to win by 10 points, which they didn't play all that well for the majority of the game, especially that third quarter. Off the strength of that 21-0 run is what gave them an 11-point win anyway. So I'm going Knicks minus 9.5 at plus 140. Knicks win by 10, and it's plus 140. Jalen Brunson might play better. Who knows? That might happen. Mikal Bridges might show up for this one. I have a bet for that later as well. So just for the Knicks to win by 10, an adjusted line is plus 140.
I think for you, this is a vote in Cat, because if Cat gives you the same game as he gave you last time, and Jalen Brunson just plays a normal 48-minute basketball game as opposed to just one half, and even if everything else on the Knicks stays the same, and I mean, let alone a Mikal bonus, like, you're not going to get the Tobias Harris, Tim Hardaway Jr., Malik Beasley. Who did I miss? Schroeder had a couple of, like, you're not going to get all that stuff going the same way. And they're down beefs too, which I think is notable, because all due respect to Paul Reed, I have very little respect for Paul Reed. So yeah, I like it. I don't hate it. For as much as I like my bet, I don't hate yours.
I think Mensa will come through later with a much better confidence in Cat bet, but we'll get to that in a second. Speaking of said Detroit Pistons, let's go over some lines and what we like the best. If you did want to throw an op bet out there and look at the Knicks opponent tonight, a Piston-themed bet for tonight, I will go first. Now, I have two. I cheated. So I decided to go Cade Cunningham 7+ rebounds at plus 130, or Tim Hardaway Jr. to hit 3 threes is plus money at plus 140. I like Cade getting at least 7 rebounds tonight, especially with Isaiah Stewart out. And the way that they're defending Cade, and I want to know if you think they'll still defend in the same way, his teammates are going to have a lot of opportunities. So I think Tim Hardaway Jr. is still going to be able to get 5 or 6 threes up. Malik Beasley will still be allowed to get 5 or 6 threes up. That's why Tobias Harris will come up a little bit later. So if you like Tim Hardaway Jr. to get 3 threes, it's plus 140, according to our friends at Fanatics Sportsbook. And then Cade Cunningham, 7+ rebounds. Look, I'm not asking for him like 6 rebounds, I believe, is also plus 105. I figure if you think he can get 6, why can't he get 7? So go plus 130. So what say you?
I'm trying to think of a good comp. Like, remember the Jags running back Fred Taylor?
Yes, of course I remember. I remember him also as the Patriots running back, which is very
that
annoying.
too. Well, I remember him when he was on the Jags, and he had like one great season, the start of his career, and then always injury plagued. And he was one of those guys, if you had on your fantasy team, you're like, never again will I draft this player. I have watched enough Tim Hardaway Jr. basketball in my life to not ever put myself in a situation where I'm sitting here rooting for that gentleman to make a certain number of threes. So
if you want to go the other way, I'll pull it up, but you can also take the under on Tim Hardaway Jr. made threes.
I won't do either, because he
just want to touch it. Okay. Tim Hardaway Jr. is on the banned list. Got it. John, what is your Piston themed bet for tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I hope great minds think alike here. I also was thinking no beef stew, so let me go for rebounds somewhere else. I didn't love the value on any of the Duren rebound bets. However, Asar Thompson 6+ rebounds at minus 115. Obviously, the minus money there is not ideal, but between the beef stew not playing and the fact that this season in 59 games, Asar Thompson got at least 6 rebounds in 24 of those 59 games. I think with, unlike the regular season where you're going to get a lot of situations where, a defense knows a guy is a non-shooting threat, but they're maybe not going to play as far off of him as they might in a playoff series. Well, now we're in a playoff series, and I just don't think the Knicks are going to guard Asar Thompson. So he is going to have the opportunity to crash the offensive glass. Certainly. That was more Duren doing that dirty work in game 1. I hope this one's wrong, because I think if this goes 6 or more, it's going to be because of what he does on the offensive glass. And that's something that I had my eye on before the series even started. So, yeah.
So let's move on to potentially a parlay for tonight's game. 2 to 3 legs we're going with. So, John, it's your turn first. For those who don't know what a parlay is, it's just multiple bets. They give you a different money value. Shout out to Fanatics Sportsbook. We'll tell you what the value is, but you're just combining two different bets. And if you get both right, those legs hit, and then you get a much better value, as well as a higher value in fan cash as well on your unit that you put in. So, John, what is your parlay for tonight?
So I wanted to get an OG steals bet in here somewhere, but steals are also kind of a finicky stat in that you could have someone that plays a phenomenal defensive game and not get any steals just because they're staying home with their man and like we've seen OG do that a lot. But I felt comfortable enough with the 2+ steals for OG, but I needed something else to go with that to get to a more manageable number. So I went OG 2 or more steals, Cat 1 or at least 1 block at plus 145. So my thinking is there have been games, and we've both watched them this season, where Karl-Anthony Towns has not played a good defensive game, and you look up in the box score afterwards and he has a block or a couple of blocks or sometimes even more. Like, if you're a very large human being and you are going to, I know, Tibbs had Cat more aggressive at the level in game 1, and I'm sure he'll do that in game 2 as well. But like, this is still a Tibbs defense. Cat is still going to be at the rim a lot, for drivers. So I think the combination of those two things, again, plus 145, enough value there where if I needed like multiple blocks from Cat, I wouldn't have gone with this, but just 1 block plus the 2 steals, I feel good.
I like this a lot. In the last game, Cat had 2 blocks and OG had 5 steals. Yep. So we're already trending in the right direction as far as game 1 is concerned. This is good value. Getting plus money on OG just having to steal the ball twice and Cat having to steal the ball once, I think is a
block the ball once. Yeah,
excuse me, block the ball once is just it's good value. Where I went also involves Karl-Anthony Towns, but on the offensive end. You mentioned no Isaiah Stewart tonight. You mentioned him versus Derin, and look, I have to believe that the pick and pop opportunities will present themselves even more so tonight. Cat hit 1-3 in game 1, and he only took 3. I have to believe it is being emphasized. Like, hey, get more threes up and potentially make more threes as well. So, Cat 2+ threes, and then Long Island's own Tobias Harris 2+ threes. For both of them, just to hit 2 threes each. That parlay together is plus 295. So Tobias Harris, who torched the Knicks in game 1, especially in that first half for 25 points, as well as hitting 4 threes in that game. Again, they're going to guard Cade a certain way that will force them to get his teammates involved. So it's a reason to believe that Tobias Harris will get the opportunity to make 2 threes. And I'm asking Cat to hit 2 threes tonight. It's that simple. And it's good value if you're getting 2 threes out of both of them to end up with almost 3-1 odds. So that's my parlay for tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the Harris playoff track record, even like look at the last game. Like, the guy was best, certainly offensive player on the court for the Pistons in the first half. He was best offensive player on the court, period, in the first half, and then kind of disappeared. Now, maybe some Nick adjustments had a little bit to do with that. But yeah, I mean, 2, I think is fair. He's going to get his opportunities. We know that.
The big thing is the opportunities. Yeah. Even last year, they left him open and he missed a ton. Like, he is going to get the chance. Also, it's just like been a theme this year. The Knicks allow a lot of 3-pointers. So I have to believe it's going to be how they guard, because they're going to focus on Cade for tonight. So I have to believe that they're going to do this.
I just saw your long shot bet for the next category. You have to tee it up with this one.
Okay, so I have to believe in miracles potentially. No, I have to believe in my guys. I have to believe in my guys.
Yesterday.
John. So we're doing home run bets for our second to last segment here. Home run bets is a 300 bet. It's a plus 300 or greater according to our friends at Fanatics Sportsbook. So we went through looking the entire list of odds for today's game and looked for one bet that is at least plus 300 or greater. So Mikal Bridges in game 1 only played 29 minutes, had 8 points, 0 of 2 from 3. Here's the deal. Mikal Bridges has actually done really well against the Pistons this year. I've also seen him have bad games get counted out by this fan base, maybe by the 2 gentlemen on screen, and then come back the next game and maybe hit a bunch of shots, hit the game winner. I'm simply saying that if Mikal Bridges hits 4 threes tonight, it's plus 650. So Mikal Bridges might get hot. I don't think he will, potentially. But if you want to go with the best value, you're getting plus 650 for him to hit 4 threes. Like, he's going to get opportunities. He's going to get the opportunities. He's just got to, potentially show up for a playoff game and take them.
I was about to say, he's got to take them. It's not about the making.
If he probably plays the fourth quarter if campaign isn't scorching hot, which is another 8 minutes. Maybe he takes all of the 3-point attempts that campaign doesn't take or took instead. I'm just saying, would it shock you if we're in the first quarter and Mikal's already hit 2 threes?
No, and then it wouldn't shock me if he didn't hit another one for the rest of the game.
That's why it's a home run swing that he gets a couple more.
It's a home run swing because he's done this twice and hit 4 on the dot since January 25th. If there is one line that speaks volumes about perhaps some of the issues the Knicks have had on offense this year, if we were sitting here a year ago and we were talking about Dante DiVincenzo 4 plus threes, would that be? Is that even money? Is that, I mean, it's a little bit plus, but not much. The fact that we're sitting here and looking at Mikal Bridges, the guy who ostensibly replaced Dante DiVincenzo, and it's plus 650 for 4, it says a lot. So
I'll just add one more thing. If you want to go to 3 threes, it's still plus 260, but it doesn't qualify for a home run bet. So if you still want to get 3 threes from Mikal tonight, which might also not be the greatest value based off of what he did in game 1. It's plus 260 for him to hit 3 threes. So it's a home run, right? So I'm swinging for the upper deck, not just to scrape the wall. Plus 650 for Mikal Bridges to hit 4 threes tonight.
My home run is a little bit more of a wall scraper. And I'm actually realizing that I didn't write down what the number was on this. I hope you got it.
I can. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, if you could pull it up real quick. So again, I'm sticking with my theme, no beef stew, so I'm looking for a little bit extra rebounds for the Pistons. My other bet was for Asar Thompson to get those rebounds. This one is focusing a little bit more on Jalen Duren to get the rebounds. Now, he got 5 offensive rebounds in game 1, only 1 defensive rebound in game 1, which is I think maybe is just more luck than anything else. Although, if you want to tell me they had him on Josh Hart for a lot of this game, and that's why he wasn't under the basket. I wonder if the Pistons don't switch up that coverage a little bit. That's an option. In any case, the bet is for Jalen Duren along with Karl-Anthony Towns and Josh Hart, who we know, obviously, those guys get rebounds for the Knicks, to combine for at least 38 rebounds. And that is a plus 325 bet. So, again, a little bit more of a wall scraper than Andrew's true full-throated home run wager. But I feel like that at the very least, I feel like this one I'm gonna be in it until the fourth quarter, which is an encouraging sign.
I'm just gonna add, if you did want to swing for the upper deck, just make it 42 instead of 38, and it's plus 700. Now, this is a good pick. This is a good pick for you. I like this.
But again, rebounds, you get into that. It's.
If there's misses, there's going to be rebounds, especially if Josh Hart's on the floor and doesn't get in foul trouble in this game.
This is very true. Man, that is tempting. Plus 700 for 42?
Plus 700 for Towns, Hart, and Duren to combine for 42.5 rebounds. Shout out to Fanatics Sportsbook.
You're making me... Yeah, shout out to Fanatics for making me double think this one. Okay. No, I'm sticking with my guns. Plus 38 or more, plus 325.
Good stuff. So... before we get to our final one, we want to shout out the fine folks at Fanatics Sportsbook, our partners for this postseason and beyond. Go to Fanatics Sportsbook. We have a link in the bottom, in the description of this episode, and place your next wager. When you bet, you win something, win or lose, in Fan Cash. With Fan Cash, maybe say you had $100 in Fan Cash, John. What might you be looking at right now? Maybe a campaign jersey after last game?
Well, I'd love a campaign jersey. I gotta tell you, I've been browsing the site every day because I'm addicted. They have a lot of memorabilia that's just pops off the screen for me. A lot of pieces of Madison Square Garden court. A lot of good signed stuff. I saw a lot of signed stuff from the old guys, some Jerry Lucas signed stuff, which I don't know if our betting audience is really that into old Jerry Lucas memorabilia. I sure am.
Yeah, but for you and you're those like you that maybe
87-year-olds like me.
They're that era of Knicks basketball. Yes, indeed.
Anyway, no, it's so much great stuff on there. I do have my eye on a couple of t-shirts that I'm hoping to build up some fan cash for.
So you see the jersey over my right shoulder for Carmelo Anthony.
I do.
Okay. There is a chance if I had $100 in fan cash, shout out to Fanatics Sportsbook, which also had the Fanatics apparel store, I might want a refresher, maybe a newer one with the black trim on the side, which is my favorite Knicks jersey ever. Maybe a new one before he's inducted into the Hall of Fame later this year. Maybe I may even make the trip up to Springfield, Massachusetts to attend said event.
Hold on. I have to stop you. Our friends at Fanatics are not paying for you to
no.
stand for your favorite player on this program, sir.
Yes, they absolutely are. If they gave me $100 in fan cash, I could use it however I would want to. I could use it on our new Carmelo Anthony jersey. I could use it if the tickets to the Hall of Fame were on Ticketmaster. I could put it toward tickets to the next game. I could put it toward another guy that may have his number retired. In fact, how about this? When Melo gets his number retired next year, potentially by Leon Rose, I could use my fan cash toward tickets to the next number retirement. The first one they will have had since Patrick Ewing back in 2003, 2002. Yeah, it was 2003 because
I was a sophomore in college. That's all I remember about when that was.
Yeah, Jordan was still in the league is what I remember. So I believe it's 2003. Regardless, head over to fanaticssportsbook.com and place your wagers based off of the wonderful advice that I hope we've given tonight, especially our official betting and sweating picks. Now, shout out to the Fanatics Sportsbook app where these are displayed. Shout out to Mensa, who went with Karl Anthony Towns over 23.5 points. So it's 24 points at minus 115. Jeff J, Mr. Johnson, who was at WrestleMania, and I have so many questions about his experience yesterday, but he was able to submit his bet. Jalen Brunson, 3+3s made at plus 105. An interesting bet from Sean, Mr. with a W. Hopefully you think, he's picking Knicks in 5, so I think he thinks the Knicks will get a W. But he's hoping to get a W with the under for tonight's game, which is 221.5 is the line. So Sean's going with the game under for tonight's game with the Knicks playing the Detroit Pistons. So a 111-110 win is a Knicks victory. I don't know if he's thinking that the Pistons won't be able to score enough, but we'll see if Sean wants to clarify why his reasoning is, because I thought last game was pretty low scoring and the Knicks still hit the over. So I guess we'll see what happens. John, we have to make our official betting and sweating picks for tonight's game. So you get to go first on this. Your betting and sweating pick.
My official betting and sweating pick that will go down in the annals of history, obviously. Look, it's playoff time. And playoff time means Jalen Brunson time. And we could talk all we want about Karl Anthony Towns being an integral part of the offense and Josh Hart needing to be involved in actions and OG doing his thing. We know the ball is going to be in Jalen's hands to shoot it. So I am going Jalen Brunson, 32 or more points at plus 150. I don't need to remind anybody watching this what Jalen Brunson did in last year's postseason. Once he got going, it took him 2 games against the Philadelphia 76ers to get going. After that, he went on one of the more historic playoff runs in franchise history. It seems like he already got going here against the Detroit Pistons in the second half of last game. So I see no reason to expect anything other than a big scoring output for him. And I would expect big scoring outputs for him for the rest of the series. So yeah, 32 or more. Again, if you want to get a little crazier, there's some nice action on like 34 or more, 35 or more, 36 or more, but going 32 or more for plus 150.
I dig it that you went with a prop for the captain. A quote unquote bad Brunson game we just saw, and he still had 34 points.
Yep.
So this is good value for Jalen Brunson to do just what he does come postseason time. I'm going with the exact opposite end of the spectrum. That instead of going toward the top of the roster, I'm going to go more toward the middle and look for a bounce back game from a man named Deuce McBride, who went scoreless in game 1. Did take a bunch of shots that usually get the crowd going when they're chanting Deuce every time he puts up a 3. And he missed both of his opportunities in 15 minutes of play. I think there's a world where Deuce, if he's hitting his shots, gets up to 25 minutes, depending on, how the game is going. It'll obviously tell Tibbs what to do. I'm going to say that Deuce McBride gets 6 points. That's all I'm asking for Deuce McBride. Need I remind everybody what he did in last year's playoffs, where he did this several times. He would do this in quarters at certain stretches during last year's playoffs. I know he started 3 of the games against the Pacers, so it's a little tilted, but especially against Philly, that second quarter against Philly, that game 4 against Philly, game 5, he was on the court at the end of the game. So my betting and sweating pick, it's not a home run to say that Deuce McBride will get 6+ points at plus 105. I don't think it is, but that'll be my pick for tonight.
This is almost devious by you, because last postseason, like you would have looked at this line for this number of points and you would have laughed. Now it is the way it is, because since Deuce McBride has come back from injury, the shot hasn't quite been there. And yet, if you look at his 5 games since he returned from injury, 4 of them, he went over this point total. He went 8, 5, 12, 12. And then if you want to toss out the season finale against Brooklyn because the regular guys weren't playing, that's fine. But like, it's not like he hasn't been able to hit shots at all since he came back from injury. And like, needless to say, for the majority of the season, this was easy money for him. So I'm like, I need to speak to our friends at Fanatics and be like, are you sure? You sure you got this one right?
Yes.
That's a good bet. That's a good bet by you.
Thank you, sir. Those are our official betting and sweating picks for tonight's game. Shout out again to our friends at Fanatics Sportsbook. You can check, again, the Fanatics Sportsbook app and see right on the homepage these 3 picks featuring our boys Mensa, Jeff, and Sean. I also did the numbers, John. I tallied it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's plus 690 is the parlay for these 3 to hit. So if you think these guys can go 3-0 tonight, it's almost 7-1. It's probably a better option than a home run swing of Mikal Bridges to hit 4 threes tonight. I'll tell you that much.
You could do that, or since we're the 2 people here, why not parlay our bets? Brunson over 32 points and McBride 6 or more points.
So 1 second, I will look for it. So Jalen Brunson,
he brings the calculator to the.
I'm literally sitting here with the app and a stylus, man.
Oh, there you go.
I'm doing my best to try and be as updated as possible. 32.
Yeah, but he's still fancy because he has the stylus. I barely even know what a stylus pen is. So yeah.
So this comes from the territory of all of the cover arts for on social media. If you don't know, we have a TikTok and an Instagram. I will use this rather than my fingers because I'm old and I don't want my fingers to get annoyed. So that bet plus that bet. This is scintillating podcasting. Our parlay tonight is plus 450, John, if you combine our bets.
Oh, dude.
I think I might just hit wager now all of a sudden. So here we go.
Do it.
All right. We have a wager. It's 2.5% back on Fan Cash, by the way. So I earn money just by submitting this bet. And yeah, it pays out plus 450. So I'll take it. Shout out to Fanatics for that opportunity. Before we get out of here, let's have some fun. Let's go out of town. The other game playing tonight is the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Clippers. John, do you have a line that you like for tonight's game?
Yeah, I do. After watching about a quarter of Nuggets Clippers game 1, I was like, oh, this series is over. The Clippers are going to win this thing in 5. And they could still win it in 5. But of course, the rest of that game did not go as it started. I think the Clippers are going to come back with a vengeance. I believe in their coaching staff, and I believe in Kawhi Leonard not to have another game where he has, I think, 6 turnovers. He had in game 1, something along those lines. So I'm just going Clippers money line, minus 120. Not complicated at all. I would be frankly shocked if the Clippers did not win this game.
I will go the other direction. The home team with the better player, with the best player on the court, it's plus 115 for them to win by 3. So I will, if you think the Nuggets can go up 2-0, then I will go that direction. And they just have to win by 3 points at home with Jokic.
If you believe in the Nuggets, you're gonna bet the spread instead of the line, or instead of the money line. So I get it. I'm shocked you don't believe in the Clippers to win this game.
It's not that I don't believe in the Clippers to win this game. The value is if you're looking for for a way to get plus money, plus 115, and you're betting Jokic at home has to win by 3.
I know.
There's just value in it.
Well, one of us is gonna look silly. So
speaking of silly, your prop bet for the
Oh yeah, I forgot about
like,
this.
yeah,
No, this is not a silly bet.
this isn't that silly. This isn't that silly.
This
This
is
is
not silly at all.
also shows you've been exploring the app, which is good that you went and found
Yeah.
this, which is good.
Jokic, Harden, and Russ to combine for at least 24 assists. Again, it's minus 110, so love the minus money there. But hey, I mean, I can get the if what you say comes true and Nikola Jokic goes out and has this game of his life to make sure the Nuggets go up 2-0, Jokic might get 24 assists on his own. I get to get Jokic and Harden, who I think are going to hit this number by themselves, and then I get to add Russ on top of that. I loved it.
So I'm trying to look at if there's anything that like a home run version of it. Mine's boring. If you want to get a Jokic triple double, it's plus 130.
He missed it by one assist or one rebound in game one, I think.
I think you're right, and I also believe we're in a world now where if you get plus money on a Jokic triple double, just take it because it always has the option, especially now in the playoffs when he's just flat out going to be playing even more minutes than he already was. He was 4th in the league in minutes this year. He's going to be on the court to get if his guys are hitting shots, there goes the assists. He's their main rebounding threat. Yeah, it's Jokic and a chance to get a triple double. Guy's going to end up with the most triple doubles in NBA history by the time he's done. So, Jokic triple double getting plus odds, you might as well take it.
Yeah, no, and it's even better because the way I thought the Clippers played him in game one, which is how they usually play him, which is a lot of Zubac straight up. I think it lends itself to more opportunities for Jokic to get stats than maybe some of the ways that other teams play him. But.
So last thing before we go, Jokic, Harden, and Russ to combine for 24 plus assists is a minus 110. If you go to 26 assists, it's plus 160. So you get plus odds for 2 more assists, John.
You're doing the same thing to me you did with the rebounds.
If you go to 28 assists, it's plus 300 because they get 4 more assists, John, between the 3 of them. 3 MVPs getting 3 more assists. Why not?
Oh my God, it is 3 MVPs. I mean, really what this is, any of these bets are a bet that you do not think Michael Porter Jr. is going to have. If he's going to have a turnaround in the series, it's not going to be between games 1 and 2. And the fact that Porter looked so bad in game 1 and Russ, it's the gift of Russ and it's the curse of Russ. And we all saw that play out over the final quarter and overtime. I think it's just going to be a Russ series. I don't care who the coach is. I think he's going to play Russ a lot and you're going to get Russ putting up numbers like he always does.
If you go to 30 total between the 3 of them. Excuse me, no, not 30, 32. So 8 more assists. Each of them would have to get 11 assists, basically.
Plus 1,000 or something?
Exactly, 10 to 1, plus 1,000.
Well, it's not nuts. It's not nuts. For a plus 1,000 bet, that's not crazy.
Well, so
30, you know what I'd rather take that then?
Mikal Bridges 4 plus 3s? Don't disagree, John.
Listen, I don't know if we're supposed to make fun of each other.
Well, we're allowed to. The bet is fine. The value is fine. Mikal Bridges, on the other hand, we'll see what happens tonight. Yeah. That was Betting and Sweating presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. Download the Fanatics Sportsbook app and let the fan cash flow. John will be on the post game tonight, recapping how we did on our Betting and Sweating picks, as well as recapping the Knicks game against the Detroit Pistons in game 2. DJ Zula will be joining him on that as well. So tune in for that. John, anything before you get out of here?
Yeah, come watch me and you on Playback.
Playback, yes, please do that as well. Join us on Playback. We'll see if it works on YouTube this time. But you can find us on playback.tv/KFS. That's where you want to go, and go to betfanatics.com/KFS if you want to download the app. It'll take you to the way to download the app.
Super easy to download this app, by the way.
It's hyperlinked in the description of this episode. So until next time, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the game tonight, and we will speak with you later. Peace.